All right, welcome back, everybody. We had a good weekend this weekend, starting a new month, June 2nd. It'll be our first day of trading. We know we have a tariff news with the president over the weekend with U.S. Steel, and we're not sure how that's going to work out. Apparently, Nippon Steel, Japanese company, is buying U.S. Steel or acquiring, so we'll see how that works out. But up is the Bitcoin, and Bitcoin continues its sell-off after reaching new highs of 112, and now it's starting to pull back. Got some support here for 20 days, so keep an eye on this here. If that doesn't work, look for the 40 in here somewhere for some support. And if we continue to sell off, and hopefully you've already been in this going short to the downside. But look for some support catching up. If it doesn't catch here around the 40, then we got our 200 coming back up at around 88. And 88 should be a more solid support area. Because you can see here, we in the previous move going up at 107, we were getting rejected, but we were finding some support down in here at this 88 area. It actually broke through that and hit 77, but that was as far as we can get. 76 basically was as low as we could get before heading back up. So look for something similar. Look for, if it doesn't hold in here, at least a slowdown before to continue to pull back. Alright, so if you're short Bitcoin, you're okay for now. But like I said, look for this area in here for some support at around 94 to 80. Okay. Next up is our oil, and the oil looks like it wants to take it a little bit higher. It's been trading within this little bit of a range here, so it looks like it's getting back to the high of that range at about $64. So keep an eye on that. If we can get through that, we're going to go back and retest this $67 area, 65 to 67 area. But currently, we'll see how this works out. But we have been in this range here, okay, and then it came up and then got to the smaller range. All right, but we're definitely within this larger range still, and we're retesting the high of 64. So keep an eye on that. If you see a rejection coming in at 64, then look for a retest of 60, and if 60 doesn't hold, a retest of 56. Alright, next up is our E-mini S&P index futures, and they look like they're on the rise. Pre-market, we're pushing higher, and found some support here at around 58. So keep an eye on the S&P. Looks like it wants to go back and retest this previous high in the futures. Ethereum looks like it was running into some trouble. Looks like it's starting to get a little bit of a sell signal coming in, but we do have the 20-day coming up to act as some support, so we'll see what happens with that. If it supports and turns it around, headed up. But we do know that Bitcoin is selling off, and Ethereum usually, well, lately it's been following suit as Bitcoin sells, Ethereum sells. So we'll see how that works out. Gold actually looks like it wants to push higher this morning, and we got this nice bar coming in. So keep an eye on that. Maybe you want to head back up and retest this 35 area, or push higher and keep going higher. We'll see. Gold seems to be the favor right now, between gold and Bitcoin as our top dogs in the money area. Next up is natural gas, and natural gas got this nice little J hook coming in, ready to pop higher. So keep an eye on natural gas so we can get through this 3,778 area. We're going to go back to retest this 4,476 in natural gas. Next up is the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ found some support in this area here at 20,000. So keep an eye on that. If that holds up, look for the retest of this previous high over here at 22,450. Alright, but Nasdaq looking like it wants to continue higher. Next up is silver. The silver is doing this thing again, and it's starting to push higher again, so look for the retest of 35. So you got a $2 move coming up on silver, and you know, play it accordingly. Next up is the Y-mini, or I'm sorry, the Dow. The Dow is trapped inside the trade winds trying to push higher, but it's got a lot of overhead resistance. So keep an eye on that. It's going to have some volume coming into the Dow in order to get us up through all of this madness. Okay, but currently the Dow is not looking very strong, so play it accordingly. Next up is corn, and our corn trade is looks like it may be finding some support in a previous support area, and we'll have to see what happens here. Putting in a little bit of a sign that it wants to turn around and maybe try to push back up, but it's got a lot of overhead resistance coming in, so it's going to take some volume on corn to get us up through it. So hope for the best on corn, but we should be finding some support around 442 or in that area. Okay, we'll say 442 to 433, somewhere in there. All right. Next up is the Russell, and the Russell, if I can find it here. Alright, has run up against this previous area of resistance, and as you can see it hit it again here, and then it had the trade winds coming over acting as resistance as well. So keep an eye on the Russell. Just got this little doji coming in. If it opens up below that, then look out, we're going to probably head back down and retest this 1993 area. If that doesn't hold, then look out below, we're heading back down to finally shut this window that's open down here. Alright, and SPY, which we pretty much already talked about. Alright, S&P 500 is ready to push higher. Alright, so that's all we got for this beginning of this trading week. We know we got on a recap, we got the SPY wanting to hit higher, we got gold wanting to hit higher, we got oil wanting to hit higher, and everybody else seems kind of natural gas wants to hit higher, and silver looks like it wants to hit higher, and corn is a maybe, and the Nasdaq is a maybe, and the Dow is a questionable as well. Alright, and that's our recap. So be careful out there. We know we got the got a whole week of trading this week, so look for Wednesday, Thursday slowdown. Look for whatever is going to happen this week to happen on Monday, and we'll see if we come in strong on Monday. Most likely we'll finish strong on Friday. If it looks kind of weak heading into Monday, then we're probably going to have some pullback. So just be careful. Keep an eye on that kind of stuff that's going on, because everything's looking pretty decent right now. We just have some questionables, but definitely gold and oil and silver and natural gas are movers. The U.S. steel thing with Nippon Steel is questionable. Keep an eye on that and be ready to trade it either north or south, depending on what happens. Alright, that's all I got for you this morning. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and be careful out there. These markets are crazy.